Today I want to share with everyone my one and only sourdough bread recipe. I make this every single week for my family and we absolutely love the bread. It always comes out so delicious with like a really nice crust and like the inside's always soft and fluffy. It is delicious. Now, I am definitely no expert. I am a beginner, but I've been making sourdough for quite some time now, maybe 2 years. Anyway, I'm really happy with this recipe and I really want to share it with everyone. So I have my favorite recipe. I will link it below, but you use wholemeal flour, bread flour, and plain flour. So there are 3 different types of flour. The other ingredients you'll need to make this bread is a sourdough starter and some salt as well. So the first step is you just take your 3 different flours, you add it to a bowl, and we're going to add water to this. So this is the autolyse process. Basically what that means, I'm keeping things really simple. I'm hoping this finds a beginner that needs just simplicity. Sometimes sourdough stuff gets very complicated, so I'm just going to do my simple method today and just simple, that's what we're after. So yeah, I'm just mixing the water with the flour now. And basically, yeah, what this does is the flour soaks up the water and it becomes really nice and easy to work with. So you can use a spoon to mix this together or your hands. This process is very messy. I always use my hands, but I think that's the best bit about working with dough is that you get to use your hands. It's really fun. It's really enjoyable. Every week when I make my sourdough, I really enjoy it. It's something for me. I really love making my bread. And we're just going to wet like, I don't know, a tea towel, a towel, something just to cover it. This helps like keep it moist so it doesn't dry out and keep the flies off it if you are in a farmhouse like me. So we let that sit for 30 minutes and now we are going to add our starter. So active is the best starter to use, but I am a huge rule breaker over here and I often don't use active starter. And I'm also using flake salt because I don't have any fine sea salt, but a fine sea salt is probably better. But I'm here to say, give it a go. Even if you don't have the perfect thing, often you get really great results. I don't know, I've been doing this every week and I'm really happy with the results I get. I'm not winning any awards with my bread, but it is incredible and it's really nice to be able to feed my family with a really good sourdough. So you just smush all the starter and salt in and just smush it the best you can with your hands and combine it. And then pop that towel back on. And don't forget to feed your starter. Again, I'm another rule breaker here. I don't measure. I know. I just stir it until it looks like the consistency of a thick pancake batter. I've been doing this for years. It seems to work. Now we're coming back and doing our stretch and fold. So we want to do 3 of these every 15 minutes. Now again, I'm a rule breaker. Sometimes I don't do all of the stretch and folds. I don't know, if I get busy, I don't do it. But I'm here to say, I don't think you need to follow everything to the T. Just give it a go. It might turn out good. And if it's sticking to your hands as well, just wet your hands a little bit. Stretch and folds, this is like such a fun job. So we do 3 lots of 15 minutes and then we do 3 lots of 30 minutes. But basically what a stretch and fold is we just lift it up and then we just fold it down on top itself. And what this does, it helps create those beautiful air holes and like a nice airy bread. So we lift it up and then just fold it down. And And then we just let it ferment. So you just leave it out somewhere warm. Now, this is completely different for everyone's house. Some houses might be hotter, the weather might be hotter or cooler. If it's hotter, it will ferment quicker. But look at the size of it. It about doubles in size. I was ready to go to bed tonight, so I'm like, I'm just doing it. You know, I don't know if it's ready. I'm just doing it. But you'll see it jiggles a little bit, and also it might have some bubbles on the top as well. And if you press it, it slowly comes back. So my recipe makes 2 loaves. So now we're just shaping it. We just cut it down the center and then just gently dragging it against the counter to make a ball. You want to be relatively gentle with that. If you, a bit violent, the right word, you might lose some of those air pockets. Then we're just getting some bowls or banneton baskets if you're feeling fancy, and we're just putting like a cloth in it and sprinkling it with some flour. And then our loaves, we're going to let sit out on the counter for a little bit to get a bit of a skin to it. And then we're just going to pull in the bottom. So each side we sort of lift and pull it in. This helps tighten that surface tension and again create a nice little ball for our loaves. And then we just flip that into our banneton basket or our floured bowl. Just flip it in upside down. So again, we're just folding the bottom in, using the tension on the bench to help rotate it. And then when we put it in our basket, we're putting the top of the bread down. Okay, now these bad boys going in for their second ferment. We're just putting them in a plastic bag and we just tie the bag, and then we're just gonna pop them in the fridge overnight, or you can leave them in the fridge for longer as well. You can leave them in the fridge for up to a week. So what I do is the next day, I like to bake a loaf, and then I just leave it until we've used that loaf, and then I bake the other one a few days later. Works really well. Okay, so the next day we're just going to pull it out, and we are going to flip it out onto some baking paper and just like peel off the towel. Most people would probably use a tea towel. This seems to be a face washer, but it's fine. It's totally fine. And then we're just going to gently sprinkle a little bit of flour on it. And this is where it gets fun. We get to do a scoring pattern. So taking you can get like bread raisers. This is just like a normal razor. But have a little bit of fun with it. Experiment. This is fun. then you just pop it into your hot cast iron. You want to preheat the cast iron for 30 minutes. And the lid goes on and you bake it then for 20 minutes. And then you take the lid off and you finish it for 25 and you drop back the temperature a little bit. Again, I will leave the recipe link down below. Like I said, this bread is our family's favorite. We love having fresh bread on the table every single week. It is amazing.